This is the Georgia Farm Monitor. Since 1966, your source for state and national agribusiness news and features for farmers and consumers about Georgia's #1 industry, agriculture. The Georgia Farm Monitor is produced by the state's largest general farm organization, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now, here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Burgamy.
Hi there. Rumor has it you were looking for everything agriculture and farming. Well, that's good. You've come to the right place. Happy to have you along for another edition of the Georgia Farm Monitor. I'm Ray DeLessio.
And I'm Kenny Burgamy, and as always, we've got a great show for you. Now, coming up today, some of Georgia's top young talents invade Crawford County for the annual 4-H FFA Livestock Show. Mark Wildman with a full report on who walked away with what.
Also on the program, after wowing the judges at the annual Pantry Pride recipe competition, Austin Wiggins shares his winning recipe for a tasty treat using ingredients found at a local food bank.
And then later, chances are you've either seen them or even consumed them during a Farm Bureau function or other ag events around the state. The history behind those addicting hot grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. All this and more starting right now on the Georgia Farm Monitor. Even though yields haven't been up to standard the past couple of years, that hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of those looking to get into the pecan business. And with planting season in full swing, Damon Jones recently spoke with one pecan expert who has some advice on how to properly start and maintain your orchard.
Before you can get this, you first have to start out with this. And right now, planting season is underway for pecan growers around the state who are looking to cash in on an industry that has remained relatively steady. It's a reason the demand for these trees remain at an all-time high.
Well, the price for pecans has stayed pretty good for the last few years, and with other commodity prices being down, there's continued to be an interest in planting pecans, and we continue to have a pretty good number of trees going in the ground.
Once you decide to get into the business, picking the right variety is the first and most important decision you'll have to make. And the biggest factor to consider when making a choice is time commitment, as some varieties take more effort than others.
Variety selection is a big part of planting an orchard, because once you make that commitment and get those in the ground, you're kind of stuck with it. So there's several things a grower needs to consider when choosing a variety. Probably number one is how much time are they going to be willing to spend managing this variety.
While it might sound like common sense, just how far into the ground a tree is planted will determine how successful it will be in the future.
Probably the most important is to not plant those trees too deep. Kind of a common rule of thumb that I tell people to do as they're planting trees is to look for that uppermost lateral root coming off of the taproot and keep that right at ground level or no more than an inch below the ground.
Once the tree is in the ground, properly maintaining the orchard is paramount, as the first year is the most important one for the tree.
Well, the first year, the main thing that you need to do is keep weeds away from those trees and keep good soil moisture. You don't want to let them dry out. Ideally, a grower would have irrigation on those trees, and mainly the key components that first year are just keeping the weeds off of them and providing good soil moisture.
And don't expect your orchard to look like this anytime soon, as growers must show plenty of patience when starting off in the business.
You're usually looking at anywhere from 5 to 8 years getting those trees into production, and it depends a lot on the care that those trees get after they're planted.
It's advice to remember, as trying to rush the process will affect your yield in the long run.
One of the key things I think also is to not over fertilize that first year. A lot of growers, as soon as they plant those trees, they want to get them into production as soon as possible. They just need to keep in mind that no matter how much fertilizer they put on them, they're not going to have nuts that second year. So the first year, they just mainly need to work on building up the phosphorus, potassium, and zinc, and not worry so much about the nitrogen.
Reporting from Tifton, I'm Damon Jones for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
In other ag news now, for the third time in 4 years, Georgia is the proud home of one of the recipients for the National Excellence in Teaching About Agriculture Award. Wells Elementary first grade teacher Lauren Goebel impressed the committee with her Thank a Farmer Friday concept. It allows her students to learn about local agriculture using commodities from a nearby farm. Lauren, along with 6 others, will now be honored at the National Ag in the Classroom Conference set for June 20th through the 24th in Litchfield Park, Arizona. Well, before you know it, producers of the famous Vidalia onion will be ramping up their operations for this year's harvest. That's if they haven't done so already.
Now, just a few weeks ago, the Vidalia Onion Commission named this year's Grower of the Year at the annual awards banquet in Vidalia. Recently, the Monitor called up with this year's recipient during a trip to Houston County. Each year, the Vidalia Onion Committee selects a grower or overall farm of the year to recognize the achievement and success as a producer of Vidalia onions. The award committee puts emphasis on quality and compliance with the marketing order. And this year, Jason Herndon from LG Herndon Jr. Farms took the top honors after being selected as Grower of the Year.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge and staying on top of things. I mean, you know, every grower in that region probably deserves it. You know, I just happen to be one fortunate enough to get it this year, and you have to micromanage an onion crop. It's not a cotton crop. It's not field corn or anything like that. You have to spoon feed it, know what it needs, when it needs it, and there's plenty of guys capable of receiving this award next year.
Herndon's family business was established over 30 years ago and now averages 500 acres of the delicious onions every year. Jason manages the farm alongside his uncle, Bo Herndon Jr. He was named Grower of the Year in 2008.
You know, he's been a mentor to me. He's more than an uncle, he's more than a partner, he's a best friend, and he's a mentor, and he showed me and taught me a lot over the years. And in 2008, I got to present him with the 2008 Grower of the Year award, and I took a lot of pride in that, probably as much pride in that as I do receiving it myself.
Jason said it's not all about growing onions that keeps him busy, though. He has 3 children that love showing livestock, and he's right there with them.
My kids are very actively involved in the swine industry. I've got a senior, I've got a 8th grader and a 5th grader, and this is one of the trips we take every year to come up and exhibit livestock here in Perry at the state level. You know, I got my oldest 2 are girls, and I'm going to encourage them to do whatever they want to do. My little boy, if I can get him through high school, I think he will follow us because he's in the 5th grade, and there's no place he'd rather be than on the farm. But you know, whatever they choose, whatever path in life they choose, we'll support them either way they go.
And as far as Jason's expectations for this year's harvest of onions,
it's starting out as a challenge, and it's a tremendous amount of rainfall. Last year we dealt with a lot of cold weather and a lot of nutritional issues dealing with the cold and repairing, you know, frost damage and cold damage in the crop. And this year we haven't had the cold temperatures, but we've had some stand issues. But as far as quality, I think we'll be okay. But with the rainfall we're having, it's going to present a challenge come March.
now still to come on the Farm Monitor, a huge turnout for the Crawford County Livestock Show. What keeps them coming back year after year? Mark Wildman explains.
Yeah, but first we head to the kitchen and another episode of Meals from the Field. Now this month we highlight our guest chef and his winning dish from the annual Pantry Pride recipe competition. Stay with us. All right, and welcome back to the Georgia Farm Monitor and to a very special edition of Meals from the Field. Special because for the second year in a row, we're honoring this year's Pantry Pride recipe competition. This, of course, the second year for the Pantry Pride recipe competition. It happened back in October at the Georgia National Fair. The competition sponsored by Arby's Foundation, Georgia Food Bank Association, and Georgia 4-H. Joining us right now, the man himself, this year's winner, Austin Wiggins from Monroe County. Austin, so glad to have you. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Welcome to our kitchen. Marcia, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ray.
As always, I am joined by my good buddy, Marcia Crowley, as well. Take us back, Austin. Take us back to the Georgia National Fair when you were cooking your recipe. Was that a stressful time? Because it's important to note there was like 25 finalists, and Austin won out of all those finalists, okay? So that had to be a stressful time for you. Take us back.
It was a little bit stressful, you know. I was just, working hard, focusing more on making sure the onions weren't turning too brown or the dough was not getting, bad.
Bad or too soft
too
or
soft,
anything
too
like
hard.
that.
Something along those lines. I wasn't that worried about, the judges walking around. If they asked me questions, I was handling myself pretty well. I wasn't too stressed out about it, but, right when they started counting down from the top 10 down, you know, that's when it starts getting stressful. You're like, oh crap, did I do good? You know. And,
Yeah.
You know, I was glad to be #1. I'm glad to be here.
And your winning recipe was the Austin's Southwestern chicken pies. And the really cool thing about this is you used ingredients that you can find at a local food bank, and I think
yes, sir.
the total cost, you know, per person for this meal is what, like $1.13 or something like that? Am I
Yes,
correct?
sir, it
$1.13.
is.
So I'm going to let you and Marcia take over, and you got and tell us what we got going on here.
All right. So we got 1 teaspoon of garlic. You just pour that, make sure it's good in there. And then you get 1 teaspoon of pepper. Pour that in there. You get 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then you get 1 tablespoon of cumin.
I love cumin.
And you know, you just mix it up good. Make sure it's all nice and evened out well.
That looks really good, Austin.
It is really good.
You've got jalapeno peppers in there and
Oh, yes,
onion.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I
Okay.
do. You just want to sit there and let that brown for a little bit. And then for here, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna hand you. I'll hand you the cans. Okay?
All right, that's cool. You get some black beans.
Oh, I can smell that cumin right now.
And what Austin's doing, this is a really good trick. He's got a colander inside this bowl, and he's draining everything in the bowl.
You get some chicken. And make sure you get all of it. You know, that's the good stuff right there.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's the good healthy stuff.
You get
Actually, this
some
was all pretty
corn.
healthy, really.
It is healthy. It is very healthy for you. You get the corn. And you get some green chilies.
And I love green chilies. I could just eat the can of green chilies by itself.
Pretty good.
They're
So
pretty
basically what you're saying, Austin, is if you got some stomach issues or something like that, this probably isn't the recipe for you.
Yeah, probably
with
not.
With all this hot stuff, but
No.
it smells good, I'm
I don't
telling
know
you
if you
right
got
now.
some sinus problems, maybe it'll drain
My
it out.
sinuses are open,
Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
good. Are we ready to put these in there?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Okay. I'll move this out of your way. That is a very good trick.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna pour it in there.
Kids these days, they think of everything, don't they, Marcia?
They sure do.
And then you'll get some chicken soup. Just
And it doesn't matter what brand. You can use store brand.
any kind.
And all of this stuff you said you could typically find at a food bank.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. That's
Yes,
really
ma'am.
good.
Where would you like this to go?
I'll put it right here.
And then you got some Greek yogurt.
Oh, that's Greek yogurt, okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought it was cream cheese.
It's got a little bit of cream cheese and Greek yogurt in there. It's a mix. That's
Okay.
what it says. So, you know, sounds pretty healthy to me.
It does.
Yeah, it's pretty
Heck
healthy.
yeah.
All right, so I think we're ready for this to be off. And
Let me hand you your pot holder
thank you.
so you don't burn yourself.
Right. And just,
I'm going to move my hands in case you're not a good aim.
oh no, I'm a good aim, I promise.
No, that's me, Marcia. That usually
Oh,
gets
yeah.
stuff all over you when I try to pour it in the bowl.
And I think
Look at
that's
that.
probably not hot. You could
It's not
probably
hot.
just put that right there. Yeah.
And, you know, now you just want to mix it up well. Make sure the cream cheese is not into not any thickness too much. It's well evened out, spaced out, and
Kind of melted in there,
Right.
right, with the hot onion and
right.
peppers.
Yes, ma'am. It's distributed well.
Very good.
Big terms, I like that.
Thank you.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am. I have
You
done.
could probably
done
do
it a
this
couple
recipe in
times.
your sleep, couldn't you?
Probably so. You know, I might mix up, you know, those things a couple times, you know, but it'll be all right.
Well, that is really good that you can go to your local food bank if you need to and come up with a creative recipe like this. Something that I'm sure kids love this.
Yeah, they do. My
And your
brothers,
parents
everybody
probably
loves it. Everybody loves it.
Bet you they would have made a really, really good Super Bowl recipe
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
heck yeah, that'd
Yeah.
make a good dip. Okay.
So it's now that it's evened
I'll
out.
put that right there for you.
You get some crescent rolls. Just make sure that they're pinched up well in the areas that you know you can cut them open, and then you just get some of that, the good stuff. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you get that in there.
You could almost eat this as a dip.
You can, you know, and then that's what you do with one of the extra cans. You make 8 of these, and then with the remaining pie, you just put it in there.
You have a
So-
girlfriend, Austin? Because, you know, any girls watching this, they're going to be going, I just love a man who can cook.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
So how many of these little pocket things will one can of crescent rolls make?
4.
4.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. You just want to make sure that the seal is nice and tight. No food will be coming out, and there you go. There it is.
Look at his attention to detail.
I know. And you bake that?
Bake it on 350 degrees in the oven for 25 minutes.
Okay.
And of course, this is what it looks like when it comes out of
Well,
the oven, correct?
you did that
Yes.
with leftover rolls,
Yes,
correct?
yes,
So you
ma'am.
can do
Just-
it both ways.
All right.
Just with one of those, and then the remaining of that.
And then you got the ones that are cut up here.
Yes, that's the final
Look how big
product.
those things are. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're nice
too.
and big. They're good.
They are.
They're very
Yeah.
good.
And you serve it with
Some sour cream or some salsa and some jalapenos
Wow.
if it's not spicy enough.
very good.
Well, Austin, I can't thank you enough for coming in. Once again, congratulations
Thank
on
you, sir.
on winning the competition. And once again, folks, you can find this recipe by logging on to gfb.org/recipe. Again, this is Austin's Southwestern chicken pies. Very, very handy, very easy to make, and very, very cost efficient as well. Austin, thank you so much. Marcia, thank you so
See
much.
next month.
Folks,
Thank
and
you,
we will
Austin.
see you next
Did a
month.
good job.
All right, guys, great stuff as always. Now, President Obama's proposed budget provides a mixed bag for agriculture. American Farm Bureau's Michael Clements breaks down both the good news and bad news for the ag industry.
The president's 2017 budget proposal includes $24.6 billion for agriculture, down $1.1 billion from the current budget. Included in the budget, the administration proposes an $18 billion cut to the federal crop insurance programs over 10 years. American Farm Bureau's R.J. Carney says proposed crop insurance cuts are a staple of the president's budget proposals.
This is something the administration we have seen proposed on all of their budgets, and also is a repeat of a fight that we just had 2-3 months ago during the omnibus package.
Farm Bureau and others in agriculture fought to reverse a $3 billion cut late last year. The proposal also increases the capital gains tax from 20% to 28%, a move opposed by Farm Bureau. On a positive note, he says the proposal includes a funding increase for the Agriculture and Food Research Initiative.
The president's proposal nearly doubles the currently enacted level and raises the budget line up to $700 million. This is important because it really does signal the restoration of food and agricultural research as a priority for our nation to meet the 21st century challenges.
House and Senate budget leaders already declared the proposal dead on arrival. However, Carney says the proposal still sets the budget foundation for Congress.
This will not put a nail in the coffin in the budgetary process. Both the House and Senate are looking to write and complete a budget resolution, and the appropriations committees have already issued a schedule for the appropriations process. So AFBF will now be turning its attention towards Congress so we can make sure that American agriculture is represented in the budget discussions and also through the appropriation process.
He says lawmakers hope to finish the budget process prior to the National Party conventions in July. Michael Clements, Washington.
All right, if you've ever wondered the secrets behind those famous hot-grilled PB&J sandwiches, wonder no more. Tyron Spearman from the Georgia Peanut Commission breaks it down step by step. That is next. Stay with us.
I'm Tyron Spearman with the National Peanut Buying Points Association, and we're welcoming the Georgia Peanut Tour with a hot grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Each year we go to all the peanut festivals and grill peanut butter and jelly. It's easy to make. Blend your peanut butter and jelly together, put it on your bread, and then at that point put a little butter on either side, get you a hot grill about 400 degrees, and you can have a hot grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's America's #1 sandwich, and that's the reason we're here today, to promote peanuts and peanut butter. Well, when I started with the Peanut Buying Point Association, one farmer called me and said, I want you to come down here and eat one of my fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. If you come eat one, I guarantee you, it'll be one of your best promotions in the future. So I went down to Hopeful, Georgia, and he was frying in an iron skillet a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, lots of butter. It was almost soaking with butter, but he fried it in that skillet, and we tasted of it, and man, was it good. So we came back and started making the grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We've burned up several grills, cooking so many, we estimate we do about 20,000 a year at all the various shows. It's a big hit. Jif has adopted us and said, hey, if you're gonna serve peanut butter, we'll not only give you the Jif, we'll provide the Smucker's jelly. Smucker's owns Jif, so we've got a partner, and we're also getting help from Flowers Bakery. So it's all Georgia products made into a great product, and we serve just as many as we can. If you ever eat one, we have so many people come back to us and says, now we're doing it at our house. Heat will melt your jelly and it'll run out. But if you mix it with the peanut butter, it'll stay together, and you fluff it. Just put it in your mixer and fluff it, and then spread it on your bread, and man, you've got a fine sandwich. People say, man, this is amazing. I just can't believe how good this tastes. That's the joy I get out of it, of seeing them enjoy our product. And it's good for you. 26% protein, man, you can't find a better nutritional product than peanut butter. Oh yeah, we've had people call us from all over wanting to know, how does yours taste? Why is it different? We tried it and it ran all over the skillet. What's the secret? And we get a lot of calls about that. But mainly it shows that we go to, people want to know the secret, how you mix it and this type of thing. And we tell them, and we share it, and I hope they'll buy some more peanut butter. It was a lot of fun.
Well, for over 60 years now, the Crawford County Livestock Show has been a staple for local residents.
The show has not only helped improve the quality of livestock in the community, but it has also helped develop the character of the youth in the community as well. The Monitor's Mark Wildman has the report.
Teaching kids how to handle and raise livestock is one of the best life lessons they can learn. Every day the animals have to be fed, watered, and groomed to make sure their livestock projects are healthy and ready for their local show. In Crawford County, the students this year are participating in a livestock show that is being held for the 65th time.
We as Farm Bureau, we wanted to offer the people in our county the same opportunity as others and we started the Crawford County Livestock Show. We've always felt like that investing in our young people were the best projects that we could ever do.
There's approximately 40 kids and 41 or 42 animals here at the show today. This is probably the biggest show we've had in 3 years.
The show was the vision of vocational ag teacher J.F. Lowry, and through the support of Crawford County Farm Bureau, countless lives have been changed for the better.
I think he would be real proud that if he looked at the attendance today and see all these children and young people, he would have a big smile on his face.
Not only does the show focus on the success in the show ring, but it also brings families together. From hanging around outside of the livestock trailer to sitting back and enjoying the show, the entire day is geared for recognizing the ag students in the county.
So I grew up showing animals. Grew up on a farm, grew up showing pigs. We had a lot of fun with it, but now I've got a 4-year-old and now almost 1-year-old along the way, and they enjoy showing pigs as well. We enjoy working with them. We got them in the backyard, and they just enjoy showing, and I just wanted them to have the opportunity to take part in it. They're pretty good showers too.
After every show, the livestock industry is a little stronger thanks to the hard work of the students and all of those in the community who support them.
We're a little different than other shows because we give a supplement instead of all prize money. The last place kid gets the same amount of supplement money as the first place kid. Even though it's difference in placing, we give a supplement check that covers it all because everybody has expenses. This is a standing tradition for us. We see the value of livestock, we see the value of young people growing up with responsibilities, and we're just a proud community that loves to put on a show.
Reporting from Crawford County, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
All right, great job, Mark. That is going to do it for this week's edition of the Georgia Farm Monitor.
Oh, just a reminder, for all the latest ag info that regards food, great recipes, and what's happening down on the farm, be sure and check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest pages. You'll stay informed and see what's up in the world of farming and here on the Farm Monitor Show.
Take care. We'll see you next week right here on the Georgia Farm Monitor.
Have a fantastic week, everybody.